There's a moment every time that I go to pack my lunch in a Tupperware when I remember my grandfather, who hated to go out to lunch and insisted that we would save so much money if only we packed our own. Today, each time I pull the Tupperware from the drawer, I feel the missing piece. The phone call that I can no longer make, saying, "Look, Zeta, I'm a full adult, and I chose to not go out to lunch today." We all come to Yizkor carrying this feeling, the call that we don't make, the text that we can't send, the update we wish we could share, but we can't. We arrive here not because we are whole, but because we're missing something essential. Shel Silverstein once wrote a book about a circle with its missing piece. Not just any piece, but a wedge that left it incomplete and unable to roll smoothly. It was not happy. So it set off on a search of what would make it whole, singing as it went, "I'm looking for my missing piece. I'm looking for my missing piece." The circle searched everywhere. It tried out different pieces. One was too small, the next was too large, the third, the wrong shape entirely. It rolled slowly, and that slowness then allowed it to feel the sun, to feel drops of rain, to talk to worms and to smell flowers. The very incompleteness that it wanted to fix was giving it the richest parts of its journey. This is our story too. After loss, we move slowly through our days, searching for what will complete us again. We try different pieces, new rituals, new relationships, new ways of making meaning. We might hope that somewhere out there is the thing that will fill the missing piece, that will restore us. In just a few moments, we'll say Yizkor together. We'll speak the names of those who have died, recall their faces, and honor their memories. We enter a moment of great tenderness, but also of deep longing. We come hoping Yizkor this year will somehow bring us closer to those that we miss, ease the ache of their absence, maybe even restore what we've lost. But what if Yizkor, like the circle's journey, works differently than we expected? What if remembering isn't about finding our missing piece and fitting it back into its place? Our tradition told this truth long before Shel Silverstein. On the night before he's reunited with Esau after stealing his blessing, Jacob wrestles with someone in the dark until daybreak. Jacob holds on even when his hip is wrenched from its socket, even when he was clearly overpowered. "I will not let you go," he declares, "unless you bless me." Nechama Leibovitz teaches that Jacob wasn't just wrestling with an angel. He was wrestling with his own past, his fears, and his unresolved guilt. He could have run like he did before. Instead, he chose to wrestle. Like the circle in Shel Silverstein's story, Jacob could have kept searching for an easier way to become whole. But both Jacob and the circle chose engagement over avoidance, chose the difficult journey over the easy escape. At dawn, Jacob emerges with a new name, Yisrael, or the one who wrestles with a permanent limp. He is blessed and wounded, victorious and marked forever by his fight. He will never be who he was the day before. He's fundamentally changed. This is what grief does to us. We wrestle in the dark with forces we can't fully name. the reality of our loss, the guilt for what was left unsaid, anger at being left behind, fear about how to go on. Nothing that our grief grapples with has clear answers. We try our very best to treat this wrestling as a problem that's meant to be solved and a stage that we move through. Our culture urges us to find closure, to move through to the next stage of grief. But Jacob teaches us something different. The wrestling itself is holy. Our internal wrestling doesn't mean we're doing grief wrong. We're transforming through our grief. The grief counselor Megan Devine puts it this way: grief isn't something to solve or fix or cure. It's something to carry. We don't recover from profound loss, we integrate it into our lives. We learn to be whole in a new way, not the old way. We don't choose whether we will get to be changed by our losses. We only choose whether we will engage with loss's transformation or whether we try to avoid it. Like Jacob's limp, our wounds mark us and change the way that we move through the world. At one point in Shel Silverstein's story, the circle thinks that it found its perfect peace. But then all of a sudden it's rolling too fast and it can no longer talk to the flowers and worms it came to know, and it can no longer sing. The very completeness it had been seeking destroys what had become most precious about its journey. So the circle makes a choice. It gently puts down the piece and it rolls away, singing once again, "I'm looking for my missing piece." But now the song has a different meaning. The circle has discovered that completion isn't what it actually needed. This is our revelation too. We can't fill the missing pieces of our hearts with perfectly fitted replacements that bring our loved ones back to life. But when we name our incompleteness, when we gather together in our brokenness, as we do in Yizkor, we discover a different kind of wholeness. We'll continue to roll along, a little lopsided, perhaps with a limp like Jacob, but learning to be whole in a new way. Our beloved dead aren't missing pieces to be fitted back into place. They're part of our transformation, like Jacob's limp, permanent and sacred. So when I pack my lunch, I don't get back my Zeta, but I do carry him in my choices and in my memory and in the lopsided way that I move through the world. This is what Yizkor does for all of us. It teaches us to sing even as we limp, to honor what's missing, and to be made whole in a new way. We emerge from this Yizkor changed, not fixed, but blessed in our woundedness, carrying our beloveds forward, not as absences, but as permanent parts of who we are becoming.